spiritual director of Adoration Ministry, Enugu, Reverend Father Ejike Mbaka, said on Sunday that another invitation had been sent to him from the Department of State Services. Operatives of the DSS had in June 2021 visited the adoration ground to deliver a letter of invitation to Mbaka. According to Punch, Mbaka raised a fresh alarm on Sunday that his life was no longer safe, stressing that an anonymous person brought another invitation to him for interrogation by the DSS. He had earlier disclosed the invitation from the DSS in his New Year message during the crossover night service at the adoration ground, Emene, Enugu. Mbaka pleaded with his followers to intensify prayers for him over the fresh trouble, saying he did not do anything wrong to warrant the hunt. Anonymous brought a letter here inviting me to the DSS last year. Now another Anonymous has brought another letter from the DSS. Please, you must keep praying for Father Mbaka, he said. He described his adoration ministry as an answer to the prayers of the church over the years. He said if the Pope sees what is going on here, he will go to any length to protect it. Forget about what people are saying. Mbaka may not be the best, but God is using him to glorify his name. Look at the hundreds of thousands of people who are gathered here just to worship God in the Catholic Church. Anyone who is working against this kind of gathering must be a Satan incarnate. That person must be doing a special work for the devil. His invitation might not be unconnected to his utterances and actions towards support for the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Kanu. In a video seen by Sahara reporters on Saturday, Mbaka asked his congregation to hold candles and prayer for Kanu in the detention of the DSS. He also said that nobody could stop the church from praying for Kanu, adding that Jesus also prayed for a thief on the cross of Calvary at the point of death. You know, as you are doing something, other people are thinking about it as well. Just the way this man has been speaking, because the incident that happened last year, that one was gone and dusted. So why inviting him if they had invited him before? Why inviting him? What has prompted or led to that? Or is he a security threat? Because that is how they act with impunity in this country. So the only thing you can think of is the way he's been speaking about Nnamdi Kanu. He's been praying, he's been, speaking to defend Nnamdi Kanu to a very large extent. They might be irritated by that. Who knows? It is very highly possible. Not only possible, highly possible. Highly possible. Well, invitation for what? He only called for good governance, which this government does not want. If somebody tell you to do the right thing, if you are doing the right thing, you don't need to bother. Let other people fight for you. That is the problem with this government. If somebody calls them out for anything, before you could say Jack Robinson, and they will tell you that is a threat to national security. Oh, is the one who is behind, who is sponsoring this, sponsoring that. They can say it because they know they are fed on all fronts. So anybody that criticizes them, the next thing is for them to rope the person in. That has been the style of this government. And they had that liberty when they were in the opposition. They were talking anyhow from pillar to post, saying all manner of nonsense. They not even send them. But now, because of what you have done to others, because you know that if it's been done to you, you know what you can do, or you know how it feels. So they don't want anybody to, but there's no way. They don't want anybody to criticize them. But there's no way they can get away with all these things. If you are doing the right thing, whether people call you for, nobody will call you for good governance. Even if people do, some people will still come. Majority of the people will come and defend you. Not those who are defending, knowing fully well that they are defending unto lies. If you criticize them, talk about what they are doing wrong, the next thing they will send DSS. They will send DSS. DSS is just like pure water now. Any little thing, DSS will invite you. Invitation for what? He only called for good governance. Some Fulani clerics who promoted bandits have not been invited for once. Just like a Gumi will say. You can imagine. He said, no, there was a time we learned that Gumi was invited or was arrested by DSS. And he came and said, nobody did that. Nobody did that. Until today, with the way the man even have. That's why this country, no balance. The nepotism of this government, it's at its peak. At its peak. The Lord we serve will be with you. Let them touch not our anointed and prophets, and do our prophets no harm. I think this man supposed collect small for marketing Buhari in 2015 for some Nigerians, for karma's sake. Pray that you be uninvited, Hoga. Honor the visits and get back to your ministry. When you are publicly endorsing a person whose rhetoric has led to killings and destruction of the East, what do you expect? A pat on the back from the government? You are saying that you are talking as what? When Gumi was saying nonsense, encouraging that even that the federal government should go into the coffer of CBN and get money and pay bandits. And he said if they don't pay bandits, if they don't give them amnesty, that there will be no peace. What did you say that then? You that you are telling us. Don't be so unwise. But the time he endorsed the boo in Abuja in 2015, you were clapping for him. You were clapping for him. How many times did they invite Gumi or whatever he's called? That's it. How many times? How many times was Gumi invited? He wasn't invited, and he was boasting and bragging about it. You will close that your mouth when the time comes. When Buhari publicly supported Boko Haram by saying attack on Boko Haram is attack on against the North, what did you say? Hypocrisy. Continue forcing Igbos against their wish in this unworkable union is criminal behavior. The evil you campaigned for, Mbaka, the evil you campaigned for and sold to Nigerians is about to visit you. Be ready. What a man sows, he reaps. You took spiritual kindness for weakness. Buhari deal with you there. When you they hold crusades to demonize the then sitting president Jonathan, and prophesy that God say Bubu go feast save Nigeria and Nigerians, you don't forget political reverend father. Elijah didn't beg for prayers when Arab faced him. Cry to God if you are really serving him. This is kind of funny, even though it is not supposed to be funny to laugh at a man's travail. Why are they inviting him? My prayer are with him. What kind of man Jake is? Despite everything this man did and talked about him during his tenure, Goodluck Jonathan didn't even bother himself. It is now obvious that Nigerians lost a man of conscience. Like Mommy Gio said earlier, any mouth that talks bad about Nnamdi Kanu and Father Mbaka will go to hell this season. I Mommy Gio. So guys, let's hear your opinion on this. Thank you.